So if you register for the AMA Youth Run Club, you'll gain access to our Coach's Corner. So the Coach's Corner comes with tons of great resources that are going to help you implement and maintain a successful run club. So it includes the Coach's Handbook. It's full of great information on the basics of running a run club. It's got tons of information on different workouts you can do. We've got the Runner's Handbook, which comes in English and French, which has great tips for your students. We've got a finisher prize form. So at the end of the year, you'll fill out this form and we'll send you prizes for all your students. And you can also fill out a form to have a physician come and speak with your school. And there's much more as well, including a video library with tons of great information. So these are some of the stats we've had in the past years with some of the successes of the Run Club. 89% of coaches reported engaging students who are not traditionally physically active. 91% of students reported feeling supported to make healthier decisions. And 73% of coaches reported that the club led to positive changes in student behavior. The Alberta Medical Association is a proud supporter and partner of the AMA Youth Run Club. Here's a message from past president, Dr. Carr.
President of the Alberta Medical Association, really one of the highlights of my term was serving with the Youth Run Club. I was invited as president of the Alberta Medical Association, but I was really excited to take on the opportunity just because it is such a pleasure to deal with children, and their excitement during the process of the Youth Run Club really was infectious. It just made it fun for everyone, but also I really felt that we were doing something positive in terms of helping children develop an active lifestyle so that hopefully they can carry that on into adulthood. I ended up attending a few different events with Youth Run Club. So I attended a school launch in Edmonton, as well as one in Calgary, where we combined two schools and had over 500 children. And also participated in a Live Active event at the William Horlack Park. And all of those were really well-attended events. So the teachers were participating, the students were participating, and as well, a lot of parents and family members came. So hopefully we started a trend where children actually encourage their families to get involved with more active lifestyle. As a physician, I think there are a number of benefits for the students, for the teachers, for the families, and for the physicians, mentors who are involved with the Youth Run Club. For the students, there are the obvious benefits of exercise, promoting an active physical lifestyle. Also, when students are sleeping well, when they're eating well, and when they're exercising regularly, they tend to do better in school, so their attention spans are better, and that has obvious benefits for the classroom and for their learning in the future. For the teachers, I think there's an advantage in terms of teaming with health professionals to help promote that active and healthy lifestyle for children and their students. There's a real chance for collaboration between the mentors and the schools, and obviously that benefits the mentors as well, because they get a chance to see children with their teachers and with their families and engage in these physical activities that are so good. And hopefully it'll spur families continue on with the tradition in terms of exercising and getting outdoors in a non-competitive way that is really just fun. So I think there are many benefits to having a YRC champion or ambassador come to a school to give a talk or to run a youth run club. First of all, it does promote physical activity in a healthy, non-competitive, fun environment for kids. That's extremely important. It also gives teachers a chance to partner with mental health professionals in terms of setting an example and encouraging an active lifestyle. But it also puts it at a very personal level when kids see the doctor running with them or giving them high fives as they cross the finish line. I think that really encourages, again, promotion of a healthy lifestyle. And with the teachers and doctors working together, they can promote things like sleep, nutrition, how to run safely, all of those kinds of aspects in terms of promoting that healthy lifestyle that hopefully will carry on into adulthood. So I think for the schools, they're going to notice immediately, first of all, children are healthier when they're running, but also in the classroom. Their attention span is going to be better. They're going to be more focused on the tasks in school, and that benefits everyone. I want to finish by saying that I really am proud of the work of the Youth Run Club, and I want to thank the Alberta Medical Association, Everactive Schools, our school coaches, and our mentors who have all been involved, and especially the children for participating. It really has been a great experience. I've really enjoyed it, and hopefully we've made a difference in terms of helping children develop that active lifestyle, taking away a bit of their screen time so they can be outdoors, again, in a healthy, non-competitive environment. We've been doing this for 5 years now. I'm very proud of the work we've done and really look forward to all the work we can do in the future. So I would encourage coaches and schools to continue with the program because I think it really is a benefit to the children.
Now meet some of our ambassadors. The Youth Run Club has some really exciting ambassadors, including Olympian Paula Findlay, Olympian Tim Barrett, ultra-marathon runner Martin Parnell, and World Indigenous Games gold medalist Riley Manybears. Our ambassadors champion the cause of getting kids and youth more physically active, and they're all very, very active on social media, so feel free to get in touch and get your Run Club members in touch with them. In addition, if their time allows, our ambassadors try to make it out to some schools and some events to speak to the students. So now moving on to some of our junior and senior high specific material. One of the biggest hurdles teachers and volunteers face is getting kids involved and engaged. Here are some of the tips you can use to get kids interested in the Youth Run Club and keep them engaged long term. Now, while we're talking about these, I want you to think about what you're currently doing to get your kids interested and engaged and what works, and chat with us. So first, you can create traditions, whether it's a theme day, an annual event, a daily ritual. Start traditions that the Run Club is going to be known for at your school. Some cool examples we've heard of are an annual amazing race or team chants that you can do at the start or the end of each workout. Use your environment. Mix up your workouts by moving to different spaces around the school or get outdoors and use nearby green spaces. This is also a great way to familiarize students with the community around the school. You can take the students on runs through the neighborhood to show them safe running routes and good running etiquette. So for example, stopping, looking both ways at crosswalks, and being courteous to people walking and biking on the sidewalks. Also, check your school jurisdiction policy. Some school jurisdictions now allow school groups to go a certain distance away from the school without field trip forms. Engage your community. You don't have to do it alone. Connect with fitness leaders in your community to be a guest coach. Are there any teachers at your school that teach yoga? Or perhaps you have a parent that knows how to coach a fun sport. So you can contact these people to bring them in as guests and find ways for your Run Club to mix it up. Another thing you can do is give back to the community. Take your students on a community cleanup, walk and run, where you help remove garbage from your local area. Get them connected and engaged in the area around you. Track and celebrate. Set group goals that you can track, or give students the opportunity to set goals for themselves. Track your progress on our free running log and celebrate when groups or individual goals are met. This is also a really great way to start traditions. Come up with a signature way for your Run Club to celebrate everybody's successes. And emphasize inclusion. This is not a club for runners. It's a club for everybody. Make it well known that students are welcome regardless of gender, race, sexual orientation, fitness level, etc. Run Club should be a safe space for all students to embrace physical activity and wellness. If you need some talking tips around inclusion, check out the Go Run handbook. That's the Girls Only Run Club handbook. It has tons of great information. And get social. As you all know too well, most kids love to spend time on social media. This makes it a great platform to promote your Run Club and share the fun activities and events that you do. Post pictures and stories on your school's social media pages to get students aware of and interested in your Run Club. Or create a bulletin board with lots of updates, fun events, and group photos. An awesome example of this would be the November Project. You can check them out on Facebook to see their weekly sweaty selfies that they take after every workout. And provide modifications. There will be a wide range of students with different fitness levels in the club. Providing modifications to exercises and workouts will make Run Club appropriate and accessible for all of your students. And last, lead by example. Don't be afraid to get your sweat on. Participate in the games and activities when appropriate and when your body allows you to. So now we're going to give you a couple minutes to come up with some questions or some answers to the following question. How do you engage your students or Run Club members? Do you have any examples? Has anything worked well for you in the past? Or do you have any ideas? Any other ideas on how to engage your students? We'll give you a couple minutes here and just type your answers in the chat box for everybody to see. All right, so Chessa's suggestion, partner with a feeder school and allow for older students to take on coaching roles and lead the way. That's a really awesome suggestion, Chessa. Thank you so much. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to add? Feel free to pop it in the chat and we'll come back to it. So next up, we want to go through our head-to-toe running checklist. So our runner's handbook has a number of these images that break down different aspects of running form. It can be a bit overwhelming trying to correct all aspects of form at once, especially if you're not an expert yourself. So we recommend sharing one piece of advice for practice with your runners. Then you can have them observe and correct each other. This is an awesome way for the runners to have an opportunity to collaborate, give constructive feedback to their peers, and also to gain better body awareness. Now, moving into our 4 workouts. So we're going to give you 4 different workouts and activities that you can use in your run club. And these will all be shared back in a follow-up email after the webinar, so don't worry about taking notes. But first, warm up. It's really important to warm up before you start any activity. We have a few different resources you can use for easy and fun ways to get your participants moving as soon as Run Club starts. Last year, we partnered with a number of our close partners and created this top 10 warm-up activities resource. This resource has 10 low to no equipment activities to kick off a run club. It can be found in your coach's corner. While many of these games are geared towards elementary students, they can be adjusted to better suit older kids, and they can also just be a fun and silly way to engage your students. Everyone loves a good game, right? One more question for you guys. What is your go-to warm-up activity? Are there any games or activities that your students really love? We'll give you a couple seconds. Type it in the chat.
And I just have to live, and I wanna get, I'm completely positive. I think this time around I am gonna do it like you never knew it. Oh, I'll make it through. The time has come for me to break out of the shell. I have to shout that I am coming up. I'm coming up. I want the world to know I got.
All right, we've got some great suggestions from Haley and Chessa. And just a reminder, if you do chime in, there are some prizes we've got coming for you. So Haley says, my go-to warm-up activity is any game with rock, paper, scissors involved. Gets the students active and the brain warmed up as well. Chessa says, 4 corners, rock, paper, scissors, using Lucky Sevens cards for the 4 corners. Spread out wide around the field. Awesome suggestions, guys. Now moving on to our 4 workouts. So these 4 are 4 different workouts and activities that you can use in your run club. So our first workout is partner strength training. We've developed a strength training workout that does not require a gym. All you need is a few balls of any type and some mats. These partner exercises will help kids develop strength and stamina while requiring them to work cooperatively. We've come up with a little video demonstrating each exercise. If you'd like to re-watch the video, it has been uploaded to the Everactive Schools YouTube page and will be on the Coach's Corner video library in the next few days. In addition, we've created a PDF document that explains each exercise and provides tips on form and modifications. You can find the link in the description of the YouTube video. Our next workout is an interval training workout called fartleks. It's a Swedish idea that translates to speed play, and not only is it fun, the kids usually get a kick out of the name too. Essentially, this type of workout allows each individual to run as fast or as slow as they want for varying intervals. Fartlek workouts are a great way to accommodate all fitness levels as they allow students to set their own pace and distance. We recommend introducing fartlek workouts on long runs and using visual markers to determine when students change their speed. So for example, students must switch speeds each time they pass a lamppost. If indoors, create a playlist of songs at various tempos. Randomly switch songs every 10 seconds to 1 minute, keep fast songs on for less time and slow songs on for more, and have students match the pace of the song. To add challenge, you could set up a course that includes a few hills, and the runners could speed up each time they hit an uphill and slow down again once they get to the top of the hill. This is a great way to sneak in some hill workouts. If you want more information on fartlek workouts, see page 30 of the Coach's Handbooks. It's got lots of other great templates for interval workouts as well. Our next workout involves the FMS dice, so the Functional Movement Skills dice. And just a reminder, this is one of the prizes you can win for participating in our chat. So the card you see on the right-hand side of the screen is a free printable resource. You can put whatever you like on it, so that includes strength training, running distances, different actions, and you can use dice to determine exercise reps. So we've come up with a couple games. So the first one is called Seeing Double. A student, pair, or group throws 2 dice. If the numbers are different, they must perform both exercises that correspond with the numbers. The number of repetitions is determined by multiplying the 2 numbers together. If doubles are rolled, the student, pair, or group must sprint to a designated spot and then sprint back. Our second game is called Dice Bonanza. Students are split into 2 teams facing each other at the center of a defined playing area. Each team has 1 dice. All the numbers on the dice are assigned an action, with 1 number labeled as Bonanza. If the dice lands on Bonanza, the team that rolled the dice shouts Bonanza, chases the other team, and attempts to tag them to bring them over to their side. The team that is running away must cross a line at the back of the playing area to be safe. If the dice lands on any other number, all students must perform 10 repetitions of the corresponding exercise. Now, question for you. Do you incorporate any dice into your workouts, or how do you do circuit workouts with your club?
To show the world all that I want to be and all my abilities. There's so much more to me. Somehow I'll have to make them just understand. I got it well in hand, and oh, how I've planned. I'm spreading love. There is no need to fear, and I just feel so good every time I hear I'm coming up. I want the world to know.
Chessa says, I like using the Functional Movement Skills dice poster as a warm-up. Students know to come in, roll the dice, and do the activities until they hear the signal to come in to meet. That's a really awesome idea, Chessa. A great way to start off the practice with the ritual. Haley says, when I used to coach junior and senior track athletes, we used a deck of cards for workout. Suits, kings, queens, jacks, and numbers all meant different things. That's also a really awesome idea. And the fourth activity we're going to present is yoga and relaxation. So yoga and relaxation techniques are a really great way to end run club practice. Not only does it benefit the body through stretching, it can also be a way to reduce students' stress, help them unwind, and instill some mindfulness into their day. We've got a quick video here featuring the yoga technique for the classroom and ZenMe resources from Be Fit for Life. And just a reminder, these are resources that will be given away to those commenting in the webinar. I really love using yoga and relaxation techniques, especially when times students are particularly stressed. So for example, if exam season is coming up, it can be really, really hard on those grade 7s and grade 10s who are doing it for the first time, and of course difficult for all the other students as well. So this is a really, really great way to help students relieve some stress. And finally, at the end of each workout, it's really important to stretch and cool down. Check out this video with stretches that can help prevent injuries and keep your athletes and your runners healthy and happy.
Double leg calf raises, standing on both feet, raise up and down on your toes. To progress this exercise, move to a single leg. Glute bridging, lay on your back with your knees bent and your feet shoulder width apart. Squeeze your buttocks and lift your hips up, keeping your core and your belly button nice and tight. Clamshells, laying on your side with your knees stacked up. Keep your feet together and lift your top leg towards the ceiling without letting your hip roll backwards. Sitting on the floor with your legs straight out in front, try to keep your back as flat as possible and hinge forwards at your hips. Quad stretch, stand on one leg. With the opposite leg, bring your heel to your bottom, grabbing on with your hand. Try to keep your core tight and push your hip forward as you bring your leg back. Calf stretch. In the first position, you'll start with your back leg straight, your heel pressing down to the ground, and the front knee bent. In the second position, you'll have both legs bent, so keeping the back knee bent as well as the front leg, push that heel down into the ground so you feel a stretch in your calf. If you do notice some pain while you're running, you want to make sure that you follow the RICE principle. So rest, ice, compression, and elevation. If you notice that the pain continues for 2 or 3 more of your runs, you want to make sure that you talk to your group leader or your parents and consider seeking professional help. So hopefully that's given you some information on how to prevent running injuries.
This video can be found in our video library on our Coaches Corner. And again, you get access to that by registering for our AMA Youth Run Club. And finally, we'll leave a few minutes at the end here for some questions and answers. So I'll give you a couple minutes here, type in any questions you have about the AMA Youth Run Club, and we'll do our best to get you the information you need.
Hi, this is Haley here to answer all your AMA Youth Run Club related questions. Chessa asked, do we have to register our school every year? So yes, you do have to re-register your school every year. That just makes sure that we know that you're still running, as some teachers do change and switch schools. So yes, there is a process. Most of the time it's just an email sent from us to you, and that email will just ask for your updated t-shirt sizes, and then we transfer your registration over. Jennifer asked, how often and what is the duration of Run Club? We don't currently have a Run Club at our school, but I'm considering implementing one. So Jennifer, that is a great question, and one that comes up quite often. And as the Run Club is a flexible program, it's really what works for your school. Most of our schools run between 4 to 6 weeks, and they're meeting about 2 times a week. So that's on average 10 to 12 practices. But we do have the odd Run Club that continues all year long and runs once. So it really depends what time works for you, but we do see an influx of Run Clubs in the spring and in the fall when the weather is nice, and they're about 4 to 6 weeks. So hopefully that answers your question. Yeah, and if there are any more, I'll just give you another few moments to type them in. Okay, just so we don't keep everyone too long, if there are any more, oh, Jennifer has one more question. When is it typically offered? So after school, lunch, what seems most successful? So this is also another very common question. We do find more so in the elementary, I guess, schools are doing a flipped lunch. So they're eating after, running first. Junior high and high schools could do the same, although I know it's not as structured for lunchtime. We don't find as many schools running in the morning just due to busing and kids getting there. So our most common time would be lunch, and then after school is popular as well, as schools or students just stay after school and then find alternative ways home. But busing does become a little bit of an issue because of that. So the most common would be to run and then to eat lunch after and whatever time is left. And you didn't ask this question, but it sometimes comes after the first two you did ask, Jennifer. So that would be, how long do the Run Clubs run for? So really it's whatever time you have, but anywhere between 20 and 40 minutes, you can normally get a warm up, a quick workout in, and a cool down. I'd say 20 minutes is pretty tight, but definitely 30 to 40, you could have a good length of a Run Club in. If there aren't any more questions, but if any are thought of after this webinar, feel free to contact us just through the email that sent you all the information for the webinar. That goes straight to us, and we can answer any further questions that you do have.
And just a little incentive to get your school registered. So if you register by April 30th, you will be entered to win an Apple Watch. So make sure you get your registration in and get access to all the amazing resources we have on Coach's Corner.
Sorry, Jennifer, we're just reading your question here and catching up. Yes, so we are recording all of our webinars, and there will be an email sent out on Friday to everyone who participated in them with a link. So they'll be on our Ever Active Schools YouTube account and also put in the Run Club library. So you'll be able to go in and watch all of them, as well as have access to all the videos that are shared throughout all of our webinars. Thank you everyone for attending. Just before we go, we do have prizes to give away. So Jennifer, you won our Zen Me resource. Teresa, you won our yoga resource. And Chessa, you won our FMS dice. So we will be contacting you tomorrow to get your mailing information and to send those your way. Thank you so much, everybody.
And again, feel free to contact us with any further questions, and keep your eyes out for the follow-up email coming in the next few days with video links, resources, and more.